But hey, faking that you a federal agent, pulling up on people in L.A. with guns and badges, that ain't funny. And this dude named Fernando Diaz,
I about to say Snoopy did that.
Fernando Diaz did it. 24-year-old dude that's got all of the equipment of being a police officer. I don't know how he does it. I don't know where he got this Durango. He got this Durango that's like souped up as a police car.
Oh, it's a Durango.
Yeah, he got a Durango, and he got busted, and he's facing all kind of crazy charges. But it brings up some other issues that the Huntington Park mayor and police chief want to know is why are the real federal agents running around here with masks on, and none of them want to identify themselves?
Hmm. So due to this Fernando dude, that shit shine more light on them running around with masks on.
Yeah, if you don't know who, when the feds pull up on you, you don't know if they're real or fake. Because you can say, "Hey, what's your name and badge number?" They're not saying nothing. And the footage that I'm seeing of these guys, they got their mask. They got the full face mask on, like the Pooh Shiesty mask on,
Hmm.
jumping out of their cars and gaffling people up. But I got an article here from KTLA 4 here in LA. It says here Huntington police said they have arrested a man who may have been posing as a federal immigration agent at the time of heightened tensions in Southern California. Fernando Diaz, 23, was arrested on Tuesday after officers came across his Dodge Durango parked in a handicap zone near the 7,000 block of Alameda Street. Officers were impounding an SUV when a man approached claiming to own the SUV, according to police chief. Having learned that the vehicle was being impounded, the individual requested to retrieve his items from the vehicle that he claimed belonged to a friend, the chief said. When questioned by the officers about the police like items inside the vehicle, the individual claimed he formerly worked as a security guard. Officers searched the vehicle, found a 9mm firearm, official looking documents bearing a Homeland Security and U.S. Customs, a sheet containing U.S. CB radio codes, multiple copies of passports under other people's names. The Durango was also equipped with radios, police type lights, other miscellaneous items indicative of a possible criminal activity.
Hmm. Damn, you went so fast. It was something I wanted to touch on, but
Hey, that's bold though. That you cruising around the city acting like a cop.
you know what's crazy? He would have never got caught if he didn't park at the
And
handicap. He
that,
made a dumb small mistake and it's costing him.
yeah, he parked in the handicap. Someone called it in to get it towed. Hey, if he would have just let it get towed, he came to the car. Was like, "Oh shoot, they towed my car," and they was like, "Yeah, it's already hooked. You know, when it's hooked, they're taking it." And he wanted to retrieve items out of it. He should have just fell back and just let them tow it.
Yeah, and went and got his shit.
I maybe not even go back and get it because I think they do an inventory when they tow your car and take it to the impound. They have to do an inventory on what's inside. So somebody would have eventually told the police from the tow yard, "Hey, this guy got a gang of police shit in it," or they would have said, "Hey, I think we accidentally impounded a police car." He should have just took an L on that.
Man, them places be like CA exempt and all that though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then they would have ran in place and known there wasn't no police car. Like, but he said he used to be a security guard. That's crazy.
you think that if he would have just let it go into the impound yard, he could have just went there and picked it up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he would have got it back.
Yeah, that's if the people at the impound yard wouldn't have thought something criminal was going on. Like if the people in the impound yard do an inventory check and there's a kilo of cocaine in the back seat, what you think they're gonna do? They either gonna keep it for themselves.
Man, they do an inventory check when it's something criminal. If they just then towed your car, they're not gonna do all that checking. They just gonna tow it.
Well, if the police are involved, they'll do an inventory
But
check.
his truck was only getting towed for being in the handicap zone.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna get checked.
Okay. There might have been a chance he messed up then.
You're right. He could have just let him take it.
Yeah. And go pick it up later.
But now he about to face some time.
Oh man, he's in custody now, Ain't no.
Impersonating the police officer. What that carry?
Well, it says here that so far he's been charged with the unregistered firearm. He bailed out, and he's got to come back to court. And when he goes back to court, they're probably going to add more charges.
So he only got a gun case right now.
Because that was what they could immediately charge him with the 9mm. I'm sure they're trying to figure out all the charges.
Okay, passports.
Yeah,
That wasn't his. Is it copies of passports or is the original? I heard him say copy.
I think I saw some photos of the stuff they took out the car, and it looked pretty legitimate. So he's got other people's stuff. In fact, let me play this short little clip right here.
Is accused of impersonating a federal agent. Police say they discovered fake IDs, guns, and stolen passports. Fox 11's Gina Silva live in Huntington Park with the latest on this one. Gina.
Alex, the arrest happened on Tuesday when officers noticed a vehicle illegally parked in a handicapped spot. When they took a closer look, they realized something was very wrong.
He did have the equipment and the capacity to victimize our community.
24-year-old Fernando Diaz of Los Angeles drove this Dodge Durango vehicle with no plates and equipped with police lights. Inside the vehicle, officers found handheld police-style radios, a firearm magazine, a semi-automatic weapon, and forged documents bearing the insignia of Homeland Security Investigations and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. That's why the Huntington Park police believe Diaz may have been impersonating an ICE or Border Patrol agent.
We have to believe that he either is involved in impersonating law enforcement officers or agents, or he is intent on impersonating law enforcement officers or agents.
Diaz was also found in possession of phones and passports that do not belong to him. And perhaps most alarming, his alleged criminal history.
The individual also has a prior arrest record related to human smuggling.
Okay, so they showed photos of the passports. Those were legit, original passports in his possession that don't belong to him.
And then he got a history of human smuggling.
I wouldn't say history. He got an arrest that was, I guess, either dismissed or never went charged. He wasn't convicted of it, but he was arrested for it. But yeah, I guarantee you that when he goes back to court, they're going to be telling Mr. Diaz, the DA is going to add some more charges to your gun case.
Of course.
But ain't no.
You got people passports.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I don't even know what crime is that so far. So far, I mean, if you have someone else's passport, that's not illegal. You know, if I have my sons or my kids in my possession, it ain't illegal. But you got to find out where they stolen. Where are these people at on these passports? That's what they're trying to figure out right now. If these people were robbed, oh, boom, he's got a robbery. If they say, hey, you ever seen this guy before? Oh, yeah, he's the one that took my shit. He jumped out on me acting like he was a police. Oh, then the charges are going to go up. Then they really going to go up.
Yeah, this is like an easy way to kidnap somebody. Because they go comply. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thinking you're the police.
Man, he can get away. That Durango has the lights that flash in the front where the headlights are. Mm-hmm. And he's got the lights behind the visors. When you drop the visors, he's got the lights coming through the windshield. So it looks like a federal, like some federal shit. If that car got behind me and flashed them lights, I would have pulled over.
Or gave him a chase.
Nah, I ain't.
Imagine them chasing you, though.
Imagine him doing the chase.
Yeah, like, because it ain't like he could dispatch no help.
Oh, man.
So you like, and you think, oh, man, that's crazy. Nah. He'd probably give up. Because he ever had to really be cuckoo to go on a chase and chase somebody with the lights and shit.
That is bizarre. I actually got pulled over by the sheriff. Well, let me see. What year was this? This was about 2 years ago. I'll say 2023. And it was late at night. It was like 3 a.m. I was going to get gas, so I wouldn't have to go in the morning. I said, let me go get some gas. I was up. I got pulled over, and where I got pulled over, I didn't feel comfortable. So I drove. I kept driving. And then I found a gas station that was lit up. And then I pulled in there. That motherfucker jumped out his car and started cursing me out. You pull over when I tell you to pull over. And I said, bro, do you know that a motorist does not have to pull over if they don't feel safe? I pulled over in a lit, safe area, and he kept on yelling and cursing. He gave me some dumb ticket. That's the last time I got pulled over, about 2 years ago. And I probably wouldn't have got the ticket if I just pulled over where I was at, but I said, nah, this is a dark
What he was
street.
pulling you over for anyway?
He didn't even have no good reason to pull me over. He didn't have no good reason. He got behind me and started following me. As soon as he got behind me, I said, he's pulling me over. I already know he's pulling me over. He gave me a ticket for tinted windows and out-of-state registration. That's it.
Yeah, that's they go to with the tents.
The tint. Or another one is the go-to is your license plate light is not lit. There's 2 lights that light up your license plate. Them little tiny bulbs, they go out all the time. You won't know if that bulb is out. Culver City PD pulled me over for that once. I'm like, man, that's the most minorest thing that you could think of.
Culver City PD BS.
But yeah, I wouldn't have. If this dude would have pulled me over, if Fernando Diaz would have pulled me over, I would have complied. But once he got to talking, I might have been able to tell, like, bro.
Nah, probably not. We would have to hear him talk.
Yeah, I need to hear his like police talk. You know, I need to hear his police talk. Like, if you really that good, you know how to talk like the police. You know, I'm pulling you over for such and such violation.
I don't know what you mean by talk about like, cause it's a lot of black officers that talk like me.
Yeah, but
remember Ware?
But Ware got that. He got that police.
Ware from IPD.
Yeah, Ware got that police vibe though. He got that police vibe. He had that
Officer Rankins, IPD.
He had that canine dog, Officer Ware.
Yeah, hey, this dude, he would have went. If he would have had a dog, oh my God. Oh no. He going overboard with the dog. If he would have had a dog too.
Hey, I'm surprised Ware didn't like make the dog bark at my car, because you know you can make the dog bark and pretend like you got something when you don't.
Didn't know that.
I saw that on a YouTube video. Yeah. And they can that'll be their justification to search your car. They can't, a dog barking at your car is probable cause to search. And now that I know that a police dog trainer can make their dog react to your car. Those dog searches is not even legit anymore. This YouTuber exposed that. But
yeah, they need to outlaw them dogs.
I don't think a dude who's not a cop can trick me into him being a cop, like pulling me over. I would listen to what he's saying. I would ask questions. I listen to his answers. Something would alert me, like, bro, something ain't right. Just like those cops and when he was double parked over there or parked in a disabled spot, he came over there. They started thinking, hey, there's something wrong with this. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. They ransacked his car and they found out. He should have just left it alone.
But he told them he used to be security, though. He didn't say nothing about no law enforcement.
I think in another article that I had here, it said that he claimed to be a former customs. Here it goes, right here. It says in this article, okay, I didn't read it all the way through because it's long, but it says here, in addition to statements made by Mr. Diaz himself, he was claiming to be a former employee of Customs and Border Patrol. And I guess after a while, they started looking through his shit and be like, you said you was a security guard, but he had the paperwork. Remember that they found paperwork that said Customs and Border Patrol. So he probably said, oh, yeah, I used to be a Border Patrol. But how you used to be something when you're only 24?
Yeah, man.
His age right there. You're 24 and you used to be? Oh, you crazy.
They need to do a mental evaluation on him.
Oh, they got to find out he ain't kidnapping people and killing them. That's the first thing they got to do.
Something ain't right with him mentally.
And I just want to play this last clip because I think the mayor of Huntington Park got a good point here about these the real ICE agents coming through L.A. masked up and hoodied up. Hold on, here we go. Let's play this clip of the mayor.
Today, discussion centers on a troubling incident that took place this past Tuesday night. A case that exemplifies the broader issues facing our community. When federal enforcement agencies operate without accountability and common sense. On June 24th, an individual was arrested after officers discovered red and blue lights hidden under the vehicle's visors. Multiple police-style radios a firearms magazine, IHS and CBP labeled documents, and copies of passports in an unmarked vehicle parked in a handicap space without a placard and in the 700 block of South Alameda Street. The registered owner of the vehicle claimed that he used to work for Customs and Border Protection that had no valid credentials. What this individual was doing with those items remains under investigation. But the presence of law enforcement style equipment without any verified authority raises serious concerns. When people cannot trust who is enforcing the law, public safety is undermined and fear begins to take hold. These are not isolated fears. Across the region, residents are reporting encounters with individuals claiming to be federal agents, driving tinted and unmarked vehicles, wearing plain clothes, and refusing to show identification. One recent incident prompted a resident to ask, who are these people?
Hey, I think they got a good point, because all the footage that you see of these agents scooping up these immigrants, you can't see who they are.
And they ain't plain clothes.
Some of them have like the cargo pants. They got the little federal federal outfit on, but some of them are in plain clothes, and you can't see their faces. They're completely masked up with sunglasses on. You don't know who they are. If you ask them to identify themselves, they refuse to. And I was just thinking about, like, why would these agents cover their faces up? And I think some of them are ashamed of the job that Donald Trump has ordered them to do, because maybe their families and other people that they'll be exposed. Like, the news is exposing all these people, but you can't see their faces.